Coming up on today's post-Labor Day episode of Airborne, Google eyes UAVs for package deliveries. Bombardier CSeries launch customer says never mind, and a Maryland town seeks to limit aircraft operations. Welcome to Airborne on Aero-TV. I'm Ashley Hale. Google X, the company's tech research division, is conducting tests of a UAV developed to deliver packages autonomously. This is another example of private industry embracing new technologies, while the FAA still seems to be paralyzed in a morass of bureaucracy that puts stumbling blocks in the way of American business progress. Australia was selected for testing because of its progressive rules on UAV operations. The aircraft is powered by 4 electric motors with a wingspan of about 5 feet. It's a blended wing VTOL design that transitions to horizontal flight like a traditional airplane, but it can hover like a quadcopter. The aircraft can be pre-programmed with destination coordinates and allowed to fly autonomously. Google says it has considered the UAV for providing aid in disaster situations and for package delivery, much like the Amazon Prime Air service that made headlines last year. Swedish regional airliner Braathens Aviation has informed Bombardier that they will not be the launch customer for the company's troubled CSeries airliner. That doesn't mean they won't eventually fly the airplanes, they just no longer plan to be first. It's reported that the regional carrier has 5 CS-100 and 5 CS-300 planes on order. But after a CSeries engine-related incident in May that caused another delay in the plane's introduction into service, the airline was, quote, discussing other possible changes to the aircraft delivery schedule with Bombardier, end quote. According to the planemaker's website, Bombardier has orders of 203 CSeries on the books, and they recently announced they would be cutting 1,800 jobs in an effort to reduce cost and overhead. After the break, a Maryland town is seeking to limit aircraft operations. You're watching Airborne.
Redbird Flight Simulations is dedicated to revolutionizing flight training by designing, manufacturing, and delivering affordable and innovative flight training technologies. Each Redbird device is designed to enhance the training experience for pilots of all levels, from student to ATP. Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
Welcome back. If you'd like to suggest a story for Airborne, Aero-TV, our website, or a podcast, drop an email to news-spy@aero-news.net. Occasionally, the governing body of a small town starts to think it can take the place of the FAA in regulating where aircraft can operate in the national airspace, such as the case in Chesapeake City, Maryland, where an ordinance has been proposed that would prevent fixed-wing or rotary aircraft, whether manned or unmanned, to be, quote, permitted to fly within the town limits of Chesapeake City below an altitude of 400 feet, end quote. The ordinance would also prevent any aircraft from landing within the town limits, except for certain government, emergency, or agricultural crop maintenance. Fines will be levied for violators. Of course, the FAA has consistently held that it controls national airspace rules. However, the 400-foot number makes us wonder if this has something to do with FAA rulings regarding model aircraft and UAV operation below 400 feet. Each week, we share with you a sample of an online video one of our viewers found especially entertaining. We call it our Aero Video of the Week. When we add the word experimental to the name of an airplane, it can get very interesting. In this video, we revisit the experimental jet engine powered Velocity. Search Velocity Jet on YouTube. The National Weather Service has added an electronic PIREP submission tool to its Aviation Weather Center Aviation Digital Data Service website. An information for operators bulletin posted to the FAA website indicates that the PIREP submission tool will enable users to enter their turbulence and icing PIREPs electronically, which will be displayed graphically and distributed nationwide. Operators interested in registering to submit PIREPs electronically should email their location, primary point of contact, and telephone number to the NOAA. The FAA will issue an account login after verifying this information. It's expected that various avionics manufacturers will be looking at the need to develop or modify existing equipment to provide pilots with the ability to easily transmit electronic PIREPs. It was reported that a Honeywell system was tested last month that provided an easy way for pilots to submit their PIREPs. When we come back, Pegasus Power Systems demonstrates the O100 engine. Stay tuned.
ADS-B will be mandatory for most aircraft by 2020 in the United States, but you can benefit from ADS-B today with the Bendix King KT-74 Mode S transponder. The KT-74 meets the global mandates for ADS-B out when attached to a suitable WAAS GPS. Finally, the extraordinary story of the world-changing X-Prize space competition is being told and illustrated with hundreds of insider photos in Jim Campbell's colorful new book, Beyond the Blue. Journey with Jim as he flies formation with spaceships, plays in zero gravity, prepares rocket racers, and documents the amazing first decade of the personal space race. Available this summer. Get your advance order in now by checking out www.kindredspirit.com.
Welcome back. What do you call a Continental O200 engine after you cut it in half? The answer, it's called the Pegasus O100. The engine has been under development by Pete Plum since 2011. The engine, which will be sold as a kit, will weigh 105 pounds and develop about 60 horsepower with a 100 cubic inch displacement. On his website, Plum said the design concept was to use mostly Continental O200 parts on the cut-down engine. But now he's found that certain custom-made parts, such as crankshaft, pistons, connecting rods, and oil tank, will provide weight reduction, better service, and cost reduction. However, many of the parts remain to be standard Continental parts. In 2012, Plum said the engine kit would cost about $3,000, and the pricing information has not been updated. The FAA has published a special airworthiness information bulletin focusing on flight management system and GPS equipment vertical guidance with no published vertical descent angle. The FAA says it believes advisory vertical guidance can aid the pilot when flying the final approach segment of instrument approach procedures without a glide slope or an approved glide path. As a result, there were multiple public requests for the FAA to publish vertical descent angles on these IAPs. Many manufacturers then chose to use a published vertical descent angle when providing advisory vertical guidance for these instrument approach procedures. The SAIB provides detailed examples of when advisory vertical guidance is provided, but should not be used as a vertical guidance below the minimum descent altitude. The bottom line is this: if vertical guidance is not provided by a localizer or FAA-published vertical guidance GPS approach, continue to rely on barometric altimeter readings for minimum descent altitudes. Instrument-rated pilots should read the SAIB in its entirety. The FAA has granted STC approval to Trig Avionics for the installation of its TT31 transponder with Garmin's GNS 400W and 500W series of GPS navigators. This allows an aircraft to become ADS-B out compliant using their existing GPS with a TT31 transponder. According to Trig, their TT31 transponder is already established as the easiest plug-and-play retrofit for the KT76A and KT78A, but it's also ADS-B out capable as well. This new STC makes the TT31 a logical choice for aircraft owners who already own a Garmin Navigator. Trigger also partners with the NextGen GA Fund. This provides customers with access to a comprehensive loan scheme specifically designed to help GA aircraft owners pay for their ADS-B equipment and related installations. Well, that's our program. Remember to get comprehensive real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Remember, Airborne is streamed 3 times a week and is always online. You can join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for a new episode. And remember, there are some big changes on the horizon for Airborne. I'm Ashley Hale. Thanks for watching.